Wants to step inside Rich. And he goes wider for Darling. And we've got to push late. Won the Eagles goal kicking last season. Jack Darling with 48 goals. He did change his mind late to go around the corner. Well, that's certainly play on now. And he works it back. That is sensational. He knew what he was doing. Just gets around Neil. Trying to generate something for the Eagles. He does find Darling. It's been a long time between goals for the Eagles. They are desperate for one. And from the boundary, that is brilliant execution as Jack Darling tries to lift his side back into it.
So you just sometimes got to kick grass and just lock it in there.
Duggan had just come off the bench. He goes long towards Darling, who is being held. Advantage will not be taken. It's coming back to the Eagles. Tell you what, he's pretty good from this spot for his career. Jack Darling should be reliable from this pocket. He steers it through. And they've got a very handy break at the half, and they will push on as well. Vardy's going to barrel one from long range. Darling marks. Leading goal kicker for the Eagles last season, Jack Darling. And that is a heavy blow landed just before half-time by West Coast. Simpson with the back. Cornelia wanted a free kick. Hutchings. Yo. Full of run, the Eagles. Trying to release Ryan. Who's flying towards goal. The snap into the pocket, Darling.
You're taking nominations for other contenders.
Deep in the forward pocket. The snap, no problems with that. Long now inside 50 of the contest. They've got plenty of marking options. And one's at ground level as well. That is working back from Jack Darling.
Not a great ball. Turnover, big one too. Elliot Yo set sail. Ryan out the back. Does he keep it in? Yes! I reckon they're going to have a look at it. Darling reckons it's a goal. So the goal stands.
Players slipping over that part of the ground is a bit wet and slippery, a bit greasy as the kick goes forward from Yo. It's a good kick, is out in the full, and a free kick is going to go.
A bit of space, they should get a couple of steps in from the boundary.
Beautiful angle and a beautiful goal. And the Eagles can have another foray forward. Getting inside, 3.5 minutes left in this term. Up it goes, free kick. Darling's got it. He's kicked two now. So Shepherd goes long. Sheed at the fall of the ball here, pushing and shoving, and Darling will get the free. To ice this game, he comes in and does exactly as required, gets his third goal.
Get this one a bit deeper inside.
Allen sends it in. Darling this time attacks it with plenty of intent. Where the Suns went up the other end and kicked a goal. You want to get this one back for West Coast. And that's exactly what he does. Darling doing the ruck work and going all the way. Joyce took the contact. Shepherd's away for West Coast. Kennedy, he was looking to be held. Ball spills out the back. Hompsha's there. Petruccelli was looking dangerous. Darling in to win it with strength. Escapes out the back. What a first half by Jack Darling. He's got his third. Margins to 11 points. He was out to 41. Earlier on in the match, here's Gaff. Controls the kick. Darling. But they've been so quiet up front in this second half. Jack Darling, he gets his moment to shine.
Patton, high one. Long's got to make this work somehow. Shuey, low ball, into the hands of Darling. That'll do it. To ice the game for the Eagles if it wasn't already, and he jams it through.
And over the back it was in the Oliver direction. Jones read it well as well, Lingy, but so did West Coast. As Hickey got it to Cripps, long ball in. Oscar McDonald, really good bounce. Frost will cut it off. He does, but then allows the cheapy little soccer goal.
Read it. Hearn. Did well to keep it in play. Up the wing, out the back. It was brilliantly read by Ryan, who was cruising past. Now sends it long to the one-on-one. Darling and Hartigan. Ball hits the turf. Darling will be quick, and the finish is excellent.
Shouldn't be allowed to do it, but they let it go a lot.
Tough shot from there, so he'll just lay it up to the square. Off hands, bodies fall everywhere. Whistle on the play. Which way is it going? The Eagles' way. So the Eagles just having a little surge of momentum. They kick 3 in a row, and they're right back in it. Shuey has been immense in the final quarter. He loves playing at this ground late in a match. Sends it inside 50. They get the mark to Darling. Jack Darling, whose form has been up and down so far this season, but he steps up to the plate, and in the big moment, he nails the big goal. Now Jetta searching for a teammate. Tries to slice through them all with the kick. Ryan makes it look okay. He mops it up. She goes long. Darling's out the back. He can get it and go. Darling trying to streak away from them. He dribbles through the goal. Good transition by the Eagles.
You're just looking at the big three. Dom Shuey, Luke Shuey, Elliot Yeo. They've had 9, 9 and 10.
And a couple of opportunities this afternoon. This one from much closer range. Jack Darling just steers it through nicely. Dunkley extracted it. Lloyd. Daniel about to be crunched. It affected the kick. Hutchings can give it over the top. Rioli now can send it long. Darling's heading back towards the square. He's wrestling with Young. He's got support. He does it himself. Quick as you like from Jack Darling. A brilliant snap. Sheed. Now Hutchings. Start to run. And the man that can run and gun is Petrocelli. Long to the one-on-one. Darling!
And this kick to Darling was magnificent.
Darling opens it up, easy as you like. He's got 4. Vardy wasn't really expecting it, but was able to get it to Petrocelli, who put it on the boot. Kennedy, a rare mistake this afternoon, but he could mop it up, and they might be through because Rioli feeds Gaff. Cripps there. They've got options inside 50. Darling back towards the top of the square. And West Coast just in cruise control. Darling's calling for it long. The high ball goes in. Darling again. He's having some sort of night. 14th disposal on the night. 5 goals, 1 next to his name. And he's full of confidence this evening. He's got a super 6 goals.
Well, he can hold his head up, Liam. He's been a beauty.
Deep kick. Could have been Kennedy. Might have been Darling. And the soccer gets the job done for the Eagles.
Yo, bouncing his way down the wing and bombing it long, and Darling a little disappointed, apologising to him, saying, mate, I just wasn't sure where the ball was, that's why I marked it.
You've got to back yourself that you can swallow those.
Yeah, absolutely. Darling comes back, kicks the easiest of goals.
And they're getting first crack at the forward option with Jetta's long kick towards full forward, and it's an easy opening, and it's a goal already to Jack Darling. Well, that was way too easy. Starting to win the football, his 6th disposal. They edge their way forward again. Sheed, Kennedy and Darling are both deep, both potent, both in the frame, and one of them, Jack Darling, strolls in for his 2nd. But again, the Eagles lifted and going through was Rioli initially, and now they can get it up to half forward through Hutchings. Yo, here comes Kennedy, leads up to the ball. It goes longer to Darling. Darling, that's beautifully done. Guides it through, and the Eagles are back in front. Darling, 3 goals. Oscar Allen, that's hurt him, but he's taken a great mark. Jetta to Darling, try to mount a lead. There's a free kick. Which way is it? It's going to West Coast.
Didn't like it, Hutto?
Don't know. No comment. Darling from 30 metres out kicks the Eagles 2nd of the quarter. Gaff with 5.90. It has been a territory game today. Redden takes some here. He's still a threat, Jack Darling. Did he control it? He did. And no advantage on the mark. Jack Darling, the standout forward today, has kicked 5 goals, and the West Coast aren't going anywhere.
It's with Shuey. A monster game last week at the MCG. Natanui full of run and driving the Eagles inside 50 again. Darling! With a shot which he missed in the first quarter. And he makes no mistake that time, and the lead pushes past 40. He's certainly enjoying it. Down the ground, free kick to the Eagles. So Darling, from directly in front, adds to the pain.
He brings the ball out the front of stoppage. That's the difference between him and the other ruckman in the competition.
Fife caught holding the ball. Yo helps himself to the football. And it's a free kick inside 50. Jack Darling from 20 metres out. He wants to open the angle and just eases it through. Ryan Redden getting involved. Quick ball forward. Darling playing in front. Just where West Coast really want to move it quickly, and it's going to be 52. That will hurt. 3 goals tonight. Make that 4. It's a big win for the Eagles. They lead it by 91.
2 guys you probably want to limit in this game. Shuey and Gaff already getting a touch. Kennedy out with the flu last week, but in front, Darling. Strong mark, bit of protection there from Kennedy at the back as well. And no problems at all for Jack Darling, and this is the starter they needed.
Yo continues to roll. Puts it to a dangerous spot. Back with the flop. Darling, he's already got 1. He's looking for 2.
They're kicking going inside 50, and when they've even just rolled it through.
Easy as that.
Look at that. Got blocked on the mark, Grundy, and Yo goes all the way. It's a goal, I think, or is it a mark? One or the other. To the West Coast Eagle. Darling goes back and kicks the goal. Welcome him back as well, as hasn't played a lot of footy this year. Neville Jetta is. I think this is just his 6th game. Kennedy. Let's see what he does from the same kick, really. 30 metres out directly in front, and he knows you've got to aim at the left goal post.
A job today on Elliot Yo, and he's doing the defensive stuff really well.
50 abuse against Lever. Free kick and 50, holding the ruck.
And this is a giveaway goal to Jack Darling. McGowan. Gaff goes inside 50 with a high footy. Darling and Kennedy are there, and he is a beautiful kick. He will have thought all that through. No problems at all. Beautiful kick. Right over the top of it. With the McGowan injury, a standard inversion of the ankle. Not too much damage. It's easy to strap and get going again. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. And a free kick here.
Black it in.
Yeah, I agree with you, BT. If he dove on it and went to ground, then fair enough, but he was already on the ground.
Darling for 2 in a row, and he's got that, no problems at all.
Tremont's handball stolen by Gaff. Towards Darling in the one-on-one with Durden. Try to escape out the back. He left the football behind. Still going, Jack Darling. Went back to find it. Henrioli decides to go himself. Individual brilliance from Jack Darling. Higgins got a tough bounce. Polek. Knocked it strongly by Shuey. Higgins wrestles it out of there. Now he's got some problems. Didn't really get a boot on it. Darling. He hooks towards goal. And the Eagles have got another.
Chewing his gum. Here's Darling, looking ominous. Bounces through. Darling!
Allen gets the bounce. Fumbled through the pressure of Petrevski's seat, and then can regather. Rioli has options. Back to Allen. Sets himself off a step. Darling!
That's courage personified too, isn't it, to go back with the flight like that?
Simply brilliant from Darling.
Pressure from Petruccelli knocks it down. The Eagles keep it alive. Swing it to the hot spot. Darling with plenty of time. Around his body, nails it. And he goes now. And West Coast on the quick counter-attack. Sheed, open forward line. They've got a 2-on-1. They send it long. Darling in the pocket. They can almost continue and go. He'll step around just to make sure of it. A recovery from Ryan. Was lightning quick. He hacks it forward. Cripps just paddles it on. West Coast willing it forward. Darling taking them on. Dribbling, rolling, and it's there.
And as was explained again pre-game, they love being here at the West Coast Eagles. Love this ground. Almost made it their home, away from a home the last couple of seasons. And a goal on the goal line for Darling.
As the ball transition, which is really important, because if you're able to win it back off Richmond, you want something to be able to play through.
Free kick's been found. It's high. It's West Coast ball. They're going to get another shot. He's had a ripper year. He's already kicked 51. Benny Brown leads the Coleman chase with 62, but he might be a contender, Jack. He's got 2 already.
Oh, Waterman. They'll go inside again. Darling in good shape. A block is going to go Kennedy's way. Kennedy in a short space of time.
Inside 50. Ryan, who couldn't quite get it. Elliot Yo almost dragged down from behind. McAvoy in front, picked up. Darling will kick the goal from there for sure.
And he does. Little gift to Gaff, and then Gaff to Shuey. There's some great names there. Off a step, Shuey. Darling well positioned. Yep, he did, Ambrose. We're assuming Darling will get the job done here. And he does, so Darling and Kennedy, the goal kickers. Look at West Coast tonight, Ryan, getting better and better, of course, Rioli. 22-man effort tonight. Darling nurses home his second, and they get their 17th. Dangerous kick, may work though. Yo's hands were beautiful. Petrocelli, they've got an open goal line if it sits. Hutchings, they've got their first. Oh, Darling's got it. It wasn't sweet for a Darling, but he got it home.
Nat Nui, Shuey, here they come on the charge again. Ryan's got it in space. There's an open ball in the square, but he elects Darling. Lining up for his second. 35-metre kick, it'll come back a little bit, and that little bit was ultra important.
Generally gives it to somebody else to do that sort of stuff. That kick's good, Ryan. Had a wonderful second term. Good with ball in hand, Ryan. That is a beautiful kick to Darling, and Darling's going to kick his third. We've got a good match here, haven't we?